Good morning, everyone. This is Diane, and these journals are ready to go in my shop. They will be in my shop at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today, which is Monday. Let me check the date. Monday, July 27th, 3 p.m. Eastern. Let's get started looking at these fun journals. Now, I told you that one of my viewers had told me suggested that I put the papers on my wires before the covers, which is opposite of what I usually do. The covers go on first and then the papers. And that way the seam where you bind the wires together ends up at the back of the book on the inside. Well, this doesn't really matter because this is a front cover and this is a front cover. So I tried it the way she suggested, and it does help prevent, it does prevent actually, pages from slipping out of this. Sometimes they would, if the wires weren't bound tight enough, the pages might slip out of one or two of the holes of the wires. So anyway, that doesn't happen this way, but just so you know, you can't close your pages this way where the seam is. Roll your seam all the way to the cover and you can close them part way, but that goes down pretty well. But when you're done, if you flip this way and you're done, it's just really hard to flip the pages one way. So you have to flip everything the other way. It does work. You just have to know which way to flip your pages. So let's look at this one, which is Just Like Mommy and Just Like Daddy. I did have a lot of vintage book images showing children either play acting to be grown-ups or helping their parents do chores. Like this girl is sweeping and these guys are fishing together, just like Daddy, even wearing matching shirts. This is a Wonder Book from 1952, and it does have someone's name on it. It was given to Stephen in 1958. So I used all the pages that were in the book are in the journal. I used double-sided scrapbook papers, and this is a pocket that I made with an image from another children's book. And these children are helping Mother in the garden. This is from an old Dick and Jane book. And I used a playing card here that could be Mother, and there's a space to put something there. So let me put something there, and then you can add whatever you want to put there, just to let you know that that's open. I forgot to add something there. This is a divider for a 45 RPM record collection, and it's got a tab on it, and it's got some embossing on, decorative embossing on the corners. So this is a telephone stamp with a starburst to let you know that it's ringing, and there is a housewife from the 50s. This is a boy helping his mother wrap a package. He's got a piece of tape ready for her to use. There is a pink index card, and this pink While You Were Out paper, it's not extremely old. It was a sticky note, and I put it on cardstock. And then this is an image of a boy and a girl. I think they helped their mother make the cookies, or else they're just eagerly waiting for them to cool so they can have one. This is just copy paper. I added a little digital embellishment here of a bunny, just a strip of cardstock there. Here's another book page, and I used some washi tape at the top and here. I reinforced the pages with just a strip of paper because these are old and fragile pages. This is just an envelope, and inside is an illustration of a little girl taking care of baby while Mama is busy with other things, I'm assuming. And this little girl is trimming the roses. There's a piece of fabric behind her. This girl is being thoughtful, and she is getting the milk out to feed the cat. There's a little saucer on the floor. There is a pencil line on it because it was a workbook, a Dick and Jane workbook, and so the student drew pencil lines connecting one thing to another. Just a yellow graph paper and an image of a lady with an iron. That's digital. This is an image, Gyo Fujikawa illustration of a little girl picking up walnuts from the ground in the woods. And I put 3 miniature children's cards in it. It's a vintage computation or ledger book. A music page. This little girl is rocking her baby after watching her mama cuddle and hold the new baby. She's rocking her baby doll. This is a mint green tag, which looks very pretty there. This little girl is playing dress up, looks like. And I added some little pieces of paper you can journal on to that music page. Here she is helping Mommy make the bed, shooing the dog off the bed. There's some washi tape there. And now they're going shopping. These illustrations are so cute. Look at that sweet girl. Here's another digital element that I added to some colored copy paper. And those are digital. This is from a reproduction Dick and Jane book. And again, Sally is helping Mommy go shopping. Put a fabric ruffle there. Some space for writing, some die cuts. Digital images and a vintage note paper. This is from a reader book, and the little girl is vacuuming. Linda went right to work. This thing is very helpful, Mother. And these children, Jane and Sally, are having tea with their doll and teddy bear, like Mommy would have tea with her friends. This is an adorable vintage greeting card from the 1940s. There's some fabric here. I had to put a little spot of glue right there because the fabric wanted to just fold up. But she is just ironing. There's a pile of clothes there to iron. And it opens up. 1943. You could write on the back if you wanted to. There's some graph paper, some houses that were die cut, and a little butterfly cut from scrapbook paper. This is a scrap of a handkerchief with the hearts on it, and I put this polka dot triangle fabric and some vintage rickrack there. Now close the book and turn it upside down for another story. In between the 2 stories, I added a plain piece so you wouldn't have that upside down page there. And this is the children helping grandmother make cookies. So now we will turn the book around, and I can flip the pages from here to here because there's no seam there. So we can, oh, actually, yeah, this is the beginning of the story, I believe. Should be. Yep. Okay. So here we have another signature here, another inscription to Stephen, July 58. And here is a tuck spot I made with a book illustration. Part of a to-do list you can write on. Here is a Mother Goose card, game card. All the king's horses and all the king's men, and some tickets you can play with. How many are there? Got 4. A game sheet for Yahtzee, and this is from a vintage, like an assignment book. You would write what your homework was and the date write down what homework you had to do that day. This was meant to be a belly band, but I put glue at the bottom, and I still glued it up here like it was going to be a belly band. But this is the boy helping his dad in the garden. I put a tab on it. This is vintage wallpaper. And I have this colored lined paper. I just folded it up and tucked it in the pocket. And we have a sale tag. It kind of has a slot in it. And I glued this little stamped piece there. You can write the date on it and then make notes or whatever, put some pictures. Here's the first page of the Just Like Daddy side of the book, and I made a fabric cluster. And here is that record file divider. I just added some die cuts and some stamped images. This is from a different book, and the children are helping Dad wash the car. And I stamped on this copy paper. This is from another book. He is helping with garden work. And I tucked in this cut off piece of scrapbook paper you can write on. And this little page from a little book. F is for fishing. So the cat is fishing like he fishes with Daddy. And this is G is a garden. So the little goat is working in the garden like he is. They're tying their shoes together. Yeah, that is the image. So I must have had this book before, because I know you saw it. That image was in my stash of cut ephemera, cut images. Another Dick and Jane workbook. Sally is watching Dad wash the car, so she takes the hose and washes her little car, but then she sits in it with the water in it and gets her dress all wet. Washi tape there and there. This is a greeting card for Father, and he has this fabric tie. If you saw the video when I was putting this in the journal, this chain was loose. It's a very delicate chain. There were little holes punched in it, so I just put the chain back in the holes, and on the inside, which you can't open it now because it's sealed, but I put a piece of tape. You can see where the old tape was, there and there. But I taped the chain back in place so it should stay, and then I had to glue this gold foil piece behind. So that accents that circle part. So it's a really neat looking tag or card. We have two little pockets here with a label that I stamped and cut out. You can write on that. This has an author's card in miniature for Little Men by Louisa May Alcott. So perhaps this young boy was being read Little Men. And then this is a gift tag for a Father's Day gift or a birthday gift or something for Father. And it says on the back, 1941 Father's Day, hankies and belt from Jean. So Mom probably wrote that, put this in a scrapbook along with this ribbon and little foiled emblem that came on the handkerchiefs. It says fine combed yarns. So these came together. I'm sure I found them in a scrapbook. And a couple more little miniature playing cards. Here is another greeting card of a penguin daddy reading the comics to his little boy. And you can open this one up and write on it if you want to. There's a 1956 diary or memoranda book. And this boy is helping his dad wash I thought it was a dog, but it's a sheep. It's a black sheep. And this boy is helping his sister, the one who was getting milk out, to put milk in the dish for the cat. He's got a dog biscuit for the dog. And there's some of the pets right there, and you can see more pencil lines. We have lots of fun vintage things in these journals. They're shoveling snow, raking leaves, mowing the lawn. This is a patch for star silos. I have found a lot of patches at flea markets, which is fun. This is like a fibrous paper, and I put this lined paper to write on and some washi tape. And this is a paper clip I made with a vintage Wrigley's Spearmint Gum advertisement. And it is holding on these papers. This is a sheet from a quiz book, a little quiz book. So it's got some questions that you can ask someone. And this is a boy raking leaves. Beautiful image from a Jerry. I can't remember. Somebody in Jerry. Reader. Can't remember the girl's name right now. And here, this is another fun page. This was another gift from Jean to Dad from that same little girl that gave the hankies. And this was for a tie. It says tie on the back of the card. It says king for a day, and it has this gold cardstock crown. And here is Father doing exercises with his family, showing them to lift their leg and touch their toes with their hand. And this is a postcard that I just got on Monday. I got this from Bob. Take time out for a Texaco fall checkup for your car. And a little pocket here with the boy feeding the rabbit. Now all the pets have been fed. The cat, the dog, and the rabbit. This is Mama doing laundry. It's for a children's Find a Rhyme card. So it says white here, but there were also cards that said fight, night, and bite. And a little tag. Here they are getting their hair cut, washing their cars, and then he is sleeping. Oh, I can't go that way. I just have to remember which one is the front. So this is going to act as the front cover because the seam is in the back. Here we have good night and good morning. I did similar pockets and things and inserts in this journal. Here is a tuck spot that I made with this image of a little boy sleeping. There's a die cut shape behind him and a die cut star. This is just a scrap from a teacher's workbook, planner book. Some tickets, yellow tickets, and here's one of those rhyme cards. Again, night. So this goes with the white card, bite, white, and fight. So I got to use two of those cards in these journals. This is from a game called Skunk. So it's a score sheet. And I told Layla, she was down here when I was adding things to this journal. And I told her, I'm going to add this Skunk score sheet card because he's nocturnal. And she said that I was silly. There's a Yahtzee scorecard. Here is an image from the little poem, Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod. And there is the moon and some stars. And Layla thought that that was creepy. She's at that age. This is a lined paper that I just folded up to tuck in here. And this is wrapping paper. And I added this tab. This is a thin wrapping paper. So I added this image from an old greeting card. A big card. I had that cut off, and well, I think that was the last remnant of that greeting card that I cut up and used. So here is the title page and a fabric ruffle or cluster. we have, right, this is good night, right? Yep. The record file, and I added a die cut and this image of a falling star from a book. This boy is getting ready for bed. Okay, he's sitting in a metal wash tub. And I wanted to add a place to write, so I added this colored library card. And she's saying goodnight to Daddy. I stamped these stars in blue and then stamped these out. Stamped these and cut them out. Glued them on. This is another, I think this is another illustration from Winkin', Blinkin' and Nod. It's got a little star hanging. I stamped this swirly stamp behind it. I thought that it needed something behind it, and I thought that that swirly stamp looked like the constellations and stuff like that. This is just a scrap you can journal on. I love that blue and that blue stripe. Oh, we have some little stars here that were cut out of a book. They got holes punched in them, but they're there. And here's a little greeting card for a little girl who is sick, and because she's in bed, and this is the nighttime section of the book, I included that. Got washi tape. This girl's getting ready for bed too. Good night, Joe. Here is a card for Wee Willie Winky in his nightgown. And I put a digital journal card on the back. This book has An Old-Fashioned Girl by Louisa May Alcott. And this cute little bear. Just some fun little playing cards. Fabric ruffle. And we have Winkin', Blinkin' and Nod here. And I tucked in this bed from Three Little Goldilocks and the Three Bears book. And it's a very fragile bed. If you bent this card at all, that would probably crack. But it's glued down and you can write on the back. And these stars and moon are on a journaling card. There's a little figure sleeping on the moon. This is a patch from the 60s or 70s. It's kind of velour. It's a bit fuzzy, and it's really cool. It was to put on jeans or denim jackets. This paper clip was just made with a punched out ledger page and some circles. And this is a page from a children's book. It's nighttime. There is some music wafting down the street, and people are looking out their windows to see what's going on, and they're all smiling, so it must be good music. And there's a dog and a cat here. And you can journal on the back of that. Here's a little girl snug in bed, and another of the quiz pages. I put one in each journal. And this is an antique birthday card. It doesn't open up. There's a sad face drawn there, and then it says dog. But I put it in here because of the clock. It's from 1930. And because this is a book about morning and night, I just included the clock. And this is a little doll cut from a magazine. It had the pattern for the doll and the doll clothes, but she is in her pajamas. And then we have a poem about the clock. It says, close the book and turn it upside down for another story. So we'll turn it this way, and we have good morning. That's where the seam is on this one. This was given to someone in 1962, but it is a 1953 publication date. And we have a pocket here. I made this with an image cut from a magazine from the 70s, and this was a craft project. And this says, wake up, Betty, wake up. put a fabric tab on it. There is a playing card shaped like an orange, so she could have orange juice for breakfast, and it is a tuck spot. And there is a little bit of embroidered trim here, vintage. I stamped this hello with the sun rays behind it and added that die cut piece. This is an illustration from a Gil Fujikawa book saying good morning. All the children peeking out their windows saying good morning. This is another rooftop that I cut off, and you'll see this little section that I cut off in the book. I included it somewhere. This is Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod, another rendition of them, and you can actually write underneath. It came out of an old book. And 2 colored index cards. This is a digital bird. Washi tape. Here is a envelope with the tree with the sun behind it, a piece of fabric, and then this fun card tag. It says sunshine and pure joy. Scrapbook paper here, and that was cut from a book, children's book. Oh, this is inside. This is the good morning, that's the other part of the houses. Sun, a tab, so you can pull it out. It goes all the way down so you can close the flap, but there is a tab you can get to more easily than you could without the tab. And then this goes behind. Here's a little digital flower and some fun little miniature cards. They're vintage. A sunshiny shower won't last half an hour, and there's the sun, and you can see drops of rain here. And there's a yellow tag tucked in there. Sun there. Digital here. Some things clipped to the page. Those are digitals. Wake up, Joe, wake up. Here is a greeting card. On your birthday, from early morn till you hit the hay, may you have a perfectly happy day. And I glued some things you can write on there. These are digitals. That's a vintage note paper. Digitals here. Fabric cluster. And on the middle section, the middle page, there's a clock and another agenda book or appointment book, a green tag, and a rhyme card with Chew. She's eating her breakfast. And then we're back where we left off with the goodnight section. So this would be the front and this would be the front if you wanted the seam to be in the back of the book. And both of these journals will come with a collection of leftover pieces and some illustrations. This one goes here, this one goes here, and that's it. They will be in my shop at 3 p.m. Eastern Time the day you see this video. I hope you like these. I thought they were really fun to make, and I'm looking forward to my next project too. So I'll see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.